okay, what's really in my head right now is that I need to try this guide. Yeah, I'll do it now. Just plugging it in and we'll try those buttons. We think that it's the satellite. That's what we think. Yeah, we think it's a satellite. I've just knocked my pen off, so I'll just get that back because if I lose that. So I'm thinking it doesn't matter what sex I am, whether I'm male or female. You know, I mean, it matters to me a great deal. I am and want to continue being female. But for having children, you know, I was just looking at my figure in the camera and. Because it was on and it shows me, you know, when I'm not recording, I saw my hip and I thought, woman, you know, and I thought, you know, I wish I could have a baby, you know, wouldn't it be really dope to get with a guy and have a baby, you know, and then I got to thinking, well, I can get with a woman, you know, we can have a baby, and then I was thinking, because I was talking to this girl, yeah, and Denise from downstairs, and she was saying to me, I just plain out asked her, you know, what's it like giving birth, you know, and she said to me that she wouldn't do it again, she would adopt someone, you know, so like, maybe I never get to use this, you know, well obviously I'll be using it, but you know what I mean, yeah. Maybe adoption is the way to go, you know. Yeah. Anyways, the thoughts of my brain. I don't like to say brain, I like to say mind, because mind is much more dope than... I think it's a bit old-fashioned to say brain, you know, all thoughts come from the brain, and the brain is blah blah blah, and the brain is does this, does that, and blah blah blah. You know, no, it's the mind. I think the day will come where we say the soul. Yeah. I don't know, I just felt that my last video was a really dope video, and I was so grateful to, you know, I don't know who to be grateful for. I could say I'm grateful to Source and Angel, which I say, you know, grateful. Yes, that's one thing that I left out from the last video. I mean, it was a dope AF video, but when I was making it, I realised that I just held space for that. I need to be grateful for everything I'm saying, all the changes inside me that I'm describing. I need to say to somebody, to something, you know, that I'm grateful, you know. I found myself describing that I was growing, that I grow every day, I experience something new every day, I'm a different person every day, you know, and that just made me feel so grateful, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been allowed into this new life, you see, because 20 years ago, I was this person, you know, and the way I'd explain it is that, I mean, a lot of people have been born since then, you know, it's a new generation. I remember how, when I was a kid, I used to think my parents was, you know, I know this is negative, I don't really want to go there, but I used to feel like only kids related to me, you know. That's where my joy came from, you know, other kids. Yeah. And there's been a new generation born, they've got a new way that they do, they've got a new way of doing, and I want to be a part of that, you see, because I want to have the best from the experiences that I've had, the things I've learnt over the years, you know, the wisdom, or, you know, just the dopeness of having been around for a while and having learnt a few things, you know. But also, I don't want to miss out on what the younger people have, you know, they have like a new way of experiencing life. And I remember when I was young, we were the generation who were dope AF, you know. That's just how I remember it. I'm not going to apologise for that, you know. I mean, I did ignore my parents when they said don't do drugs, you know, but I'm kind of over that because um, I've learned through only doing marijuana for like a week or two. I did it on the Saturday and the Sunday and the Monday, and by midweek and Friday also, I was freaking the fuck out, you know, and I was holding space for that. I was never going back to that ever again, never. But I tried it. I got some weed. I got some weed, yeah, and this was yesterday, and I had a smoke, and it was such nice weed. Um, it was a beautiful buzz. It made me feel good, and I just got to thinking and feeling, mostly feeling and holding space for that. Like, if I compared it to if I could find a lover, you know, somebody who to be intimate with, you know, I would feel good, you know, because of being close to someone, you know, and I got to reasoning. It was actually reasoning where how this came through. I mean, it's not very complicated reasoning, just very basic. If that would make me feel good, then surely, you know, drugs, marijuana makes me feel good. So I'm gonna do marijuana. You know, if it feels good, then it's good. You know, yeah. I mean, so that's where I got to. So I got to, first time I tried it, I freaked the fuck out. I mean, on the Monday, yeah, the Monday was when I freaked the fuck out. I mean, it was all about death and all about how death is the end, you know. It was like this philosophy where life is life, and I get one lifetime to become immortal, you know. I get one lifetime to become immortal, and I was holding space for that. The way I would do that is by finding a lover and oh, I've got cramp in my foot. Finding a lover and together, you know, through the extreme, you know, the super closeness that we would have, it would somehow break mortality, you know, it would create immortality, and it was like the concept, the feeling was that there's only one lifetime given to get immortal, you know, and if you die, you're dead, forever, no more existence, you know, and it was such a powerful and frightening experience that I needed to call an ambulance. I mean, it was so strong and so profound that I couldn't handle it, and I just felt like killing myself, you know. Well, actually, I was scared. I was scared. I'm not gonna. So that's what I'm saying, you know. I mean, it's pretty clear that if we did that to me, then I don't know. I mean, where I'm at the moment, the way I'm feeling is that drugs is a good thing, but I guess what it is that I have to learn how much is too much, you know. I mean, this thing on the Sensi seeds, describing a weed. I was reading this weed, yeah, and it was saying like start slow, you know. So maybe that's good advice, you know. I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, from my last video, what I was saying, like I'm just a young person who's like exploring life, trying new things, you know, learning and growing and whatnot. You know, I'm just hoping that I can use weed as a tool or as a thing to help me grow as a person. You know, I mean, if I know that everybody's a dope person, you know, from I went to town and there's all these dudes buzzing around, going about the business, you know, and I just said out loud, everybody, bitches going around doing the business, y'all. It was dope. It was such a good vibe. It was like in the middle of winter, and everybody was so happy. It was just unreal. It was such a great experience to have, you know. And it was just like all these people, they just dope, you know. And if they're dope and they drink or smoke weed or whatever, and people do, I mean, even if it's just caffeine, you know, getting blasted on caffeine 24/7, you know. Some people do, you know. I mean, I respect that, you know, and I'm gonna try it for myself. You know, they seem happy on it. Why shouldn't I try it? You know. So yeah, I guess. So I think that wraps that up really. Yeah, wraps it up. Be there. Wraps it up. Be there. Oh, there was one thing. I was in town, yeah, and I sang this thing. I don't know if I can remember it. It was like a rave type thing, you know. Oh yeah, can't handle the come down, you know. Yeah, I mean, I was coming down off of the weed, and I had some more weed, you know, because I just couldn't handle the come down. I mean, it is kind of like I want to be high or wanted to be high, and I just can't come down, because when I come down I get these feelings of fear, you know, the feelings I described either in this video or the last video, you know, the last video where I was describing, you know, the panic room or what the words mean, you know. That's my perception anyway. The fear, I described the fear, and it's literally too much to handle, you know, and I'd smoke more weed just to go back up and just avoid these feelings. I mean, maybe it's just being around people. Say I'm in town, I was in town, you know, and I'm around a lot of people, and it's literally too much to deal with, because I've been alone for 3 years. I've not felt that I could have any friends. I'd visited my mum, but I've not felt that we connected at all. You know, I'd visit her once a week or once a month or whatever, you know, being very lonely, very alone. I've only just started going to Shop Mobility every Friday afternoon, you know. I used to go to Shed on Monday afternoon, but I stopped doing that. I went to Shop Mobility instead. I probably stopped it because I was going to Shop Mobility and I found that much better, but yes, I've been very alone, and that's putting it mildly, for the last 3 years, you know, and I think going to Shop Mobility, I've been around people, and I've kind of realised that being around people is what I want, you know, more of. So I'm in town, and because of wanting that closeness to people, you know, I allowed them in more, you know, I allowed their consciousness into my own a lot more, and it was so stressful. I just felt like these people are going to kill me, you know. That's how I felt quite a bit. So yes, I was freaked out, and understandably, or obviously, or you know, I didn't like it, and I wasn't gonna, you know, stop smoking weed when I felt that it was going to stop that feeling. So I had some more weed. It stopped that feeling for a while, and it came back. I was walking back down Lincoln Road, you know, and these policemen, one of them said, "Get off Lincoln Road," you know, and it took me back to when I was at the bus stop, and I was coming on to this girl quite nicely. She was really aroused, and she said, "If you do, I'm gonna, I don't know, I'd say tear you, you know, that's how I'd say it. I can't remember the word she used, but I did anyway. I just ignored it, and I did anyway, and I did go, you know. Actually, she took it back. She brought me back down, you know. I guess she changed her mind on that and just let me go, let me free, let me be free, you know. I guess I dealt with it okay. I didn't bother her again. I didn't continue with, you know, again, and she let me go. She forgot about it. I came back down to earth, and I saw it as like, I learned from that. You know, I learned that to listen to what she said, because had I listened to what she said and took her advice, you know, I would have said, okay, fine, you know, and I wouldn't have experienced like half an hour of confusion, you know. So coming back to this policeman, so when this policeman spoke, I remembered that lady, and I thought it's all about listening to what people say and taking their advice, because it's really important. It could save me from a lot of pain. So, you know, I got off Lincoln Road. I went, you know, one street over, and I walked down there because I took the taxi down there loads of times, because they do when Lincoln Road is busy, you know. So I walked down there, and I thought, haha, I'm off Lincoln Road, bitch, you know, dope. And I thought, fuck it. I came back on Lincoln Road further up, and you know, because it was past all the. How can I explain this? I think maybe he was. Oh, I don't know if I should say this. He was saying it because of the type of people who are on Lincoln Road. You know, they might be. I know I can't say this, but a certain demographic of people who are transphobic, you know, because of their cultural background. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to take that any further, because that would be rude. Well, it's just come up for me to take my estrogen. So yeah, so I thought, well, all that hustle and bustle of the ethnic vibe is past. You know, this is a different street, a different part of Lincoln Road. You know, it doesn't feel that way. It's not the kind of vibe where, you know, somebody would say, like, get off Lincoln Road. It's not like that. It's completely different further up. And so I got back on Lincoln Road and I walked home. Yeah, so anyways, that's that. Yeah. And I need to delete a video. I don't know, because I don't know about deleting another video, because I deleted one, and yes, my creativity was stuck, and deleting that video just released me to be myself again. I'm just wondering, maybe it will be better to delete that video, because I mean, it's hard, because I've deleted all my videos a lot of times, you know, and if someone were to watch, if they were still on YouTube, you know, if someone were to watch all my videos from the first one to the last one, they would see how much I've changed over the time it took to make all those videos, you know, and be totally amazed, you know, a person can heal this much, a person can change this much, you know, life is, I reckon they'd be left with a feeling of how wonderful life is, because they'd experienced the growth that is possible in life, and the ability to keep reinventing myself, and, you know, becoming more dope, you know. I've gone from this to this, you know, now I'm super dope, you know. So yeah, I mean, it'd be really useful for that, but, you know, I think there's one video that's got to go. At the time, the place where I was at emotionally, I needed to use what I said in that video to describe where I was at, because my videos are a description of where I'm at. They're always a description of where I'm at and what's going on with me right now. That's what I do, that's my style, those are the videos I make, and I stick to that, you know. Just remembering, I think what's relevant is Anna Campbell's video on how to make a YouTube, how to be a YouTuber or whatever, you know. I watched that video and I just feel it's relevant. That's my style, that's what I do. It's a right now video, this is me right now. This is what I learnt today, this is what I've learnt recently, this is how I'm putting all the pieces together and owning it. Yeah, so, yeah, I think I'm going to delete that video, so I'll see you later.